Hi. Hi there, it's Monica from the Speech Solution. And I wanted to tell you about one of our really great, fantastic winter activities that we have for you on our website. When you get the activity, comes with a speech card like this that has everything you need to work with all the children that you have throughout the day. So the first thing that you'll see on the card is there are 11 different sounds for articulation. And so what you would do, you can combine the kids however you want, and you would choose a sentence that's for their target sound when it's their turn. So let's say they're going to do the S sound. So what you would do is you would not have them read, you don't have them read these sentences. You will say the sentence that you want them to use and then have them say that after you. So let's say for the S, we're going to have them say, let's snatch some interesting things for Mr. Snowman. Now you could stop right there if they're a beginner with the S sound, or if they're more advanced, you can do more sentences. But what I would do is I would probably, even if they're advanced, I would say, let's snatch some interesting things for Mr. Snowman. And then I'd say, you do it. And they would say that sentence. If they had difficulty with their sounds or a sound, pull that word out, have them practice it, and have them put it back in the sentence before they get a turn to put something on the snowman. So you can just choose to just do that sentence, or you can add more. Like, it's possible to place these pieces together to make Mr. Snowman look snazzy in the ice and snow. Can you see how many practices they can get in that sentence? It's really great. And then you can add this hat. Maybe they're gonna do the hat. This hat will look nice on Mr. Snowman. And then they would get the hat when it was their turn and put it on the snowman, okay? Or maybe you just want to do the beginning and the ending sentence for that. So if they were doing the L sound, you would go down, you'd find L here if that's one of their target sounds, and you would say, tell me this before you get your turn. I will make a large, silly snowman who will look jolly on a chilly hill. And maybe that's too long for them, so you'll say, I will make a large, silly snowman. And they say that part. And then you would add, who will look jolly on a chilly hill. And then they would say that part, and they'd get a piece and put it on there. And then you could have them even add more. This large, silly snowman will look jolly with a carrot. So I will place it on him. And they put the carrot on there. So with that S, if they do the whole sentence, they get 20 practices in one quick turn. Or with the L, they're going to do 14 if they do all the sentences. So that's how you use the card, this building a snowman activity with articulation. But there's so much more you can do with this. So let's say you've got children who are, preschool or nonverbal or on the spectrum, and they can't say very much. You do not use these sentences. These are intended for articulation. You would go down to the bottom here, and you would use the phrases and sentences that are outlined for this activity for those who need language skills. So some of the sentences that are on here for this sentences is, I want to make a big snowman. So let's say they are nonverbal, then you would have them sign before they get to pick something. I want to make a big, and then you can do snowman. And then when they do that, then they can go pick apart. Maybe that's the only sentence you want them to say if they're just learning to sign. Or you can have them say, I like the hat, and they would get the hat. Or let me put the hat on the snowman. So they're learning to do a whole sentence in this with the same activity that you just use for the kids that are using articulation. So that you would use those sentences if they are if they have some language but they're still having a hard time building sentences. You would use these simple sentences down here for them, not the articulation ones. All right, so let's say that you have children with very specific goals. So they maybe they need to work on WH questions. Very easily, you can incorporate those into the same activity. You just have them, before they get a turn to choose something to put on the snowman, you would have them answer a question. So maybe you would say, you know, where do people make snowmen? Or why do we wear, you know, why do we wear warm clothes in the winter? Or how do you make a snowman? How do you build a snowman? Or when will this snowman melt? And so each time they answer that question, they answer a question, they get a turn and they get to put something on the snowman after they answer that question. But again, you're using the same activity with everybody that you see throughout the day. So let's say you have someone that needs to work on pronoun usage. So you can simply add a picture of a boy and a girl, and you can have all of the items. You can have the buttons, the girl's holding the buttons, the boy is holding the carrot, okay? So you have pictures of boys and girls in there, and they have all of the snowman parts. And then you can ask the children, you know, who has the carrot? And they'd have to look and say, oh, he has the carrot. Where are you going to put the carrot? I'll put the carrot on him, on the snowman. So you can use pronouns that way. Let's say you have someone that is working on spatial concepts. It would be very easy to take all of the snowman parts, because they all come apart. Everything comes off the snowman. And you can hide all the parts around the room. You know, put them under a coat, behind a door, in between some books, all right? And then you would just tell the children, hey, we need to build a snowman, but we've got to go find everything that we need to use to build the snowman. And so you can have them look around the room and use their spatial concepts. You said, where did you find that carrot? And they will tell you, it was under the table. Great. Let's go put it on the snowman. So you can either gather all the parts at first and go throughout the room and do spatial concepts that way, or have them find certain parts until they sequence the whole snowman together. But anyways, this is a terrific activity, and it's easy. You can take it with you if you're traveling. Easy for parents to do. The great thing is there's so much repetition, because they have to say a sentence, you know, answer a question, do an articulation target sentence each time before they add something to the snowman. So lots and lots of room for practice. Anyways, this snowman activity is available for only $6.50, and there's free shipping. So head on over to our website at thespeechsolution.com, and you get all of the pictures and a fabulous speech card. It tells you all the instructions and everything. You have on here 11 sounds that are for this activity, and all the language skills that you need. So have a great time and happy winter.